Pro Football Hall of Famer Tony Dorsett has been diagnosed with a degenerative brain disease linked to repeated head trauma. The diagnosis comes after Dorsett and 3 other former NFL players have all undergone brain scans and testing at UCLA and all suffer from the same disease known as CTE. Dorsett stepping forward comes just a week after the Institute of Medicine and National Research Council announced they want a national tracking system to track sports-related concussions to know the risk and damage for those players who hit the field in their youth and continue on. Despite all the increasing education, a panel found young athletes still face a, quote, culture of resistance, meaning some kids don't want to report their injury because they know it means staying on the sidelines. We told you about this issue back in August here on Daybreak as we talked to West Michigan soccer and football coaches. Both said they educate kids and parents, do baseline testing, teach techniques, and in soccer they even have headbands to protect them. But the player must be honest about their symptoms. With sports-related concussions back in the headlines, we wanted to check back in. Rockford soccer coach Steve Thomas says he had 3 boys out with concussions, the most he's seen in 10 seasons of coaching. He says they were all hits to the head and none of them were results of heading the ball. Parents may be asking what's the answer. Nationally, some are calling for a hit count to limit the number of head impacts in a given time period. But there's no evidence to say what that number should be. Experts say a national system to track those with concussions may be the best answer, along with education. They say parents shouldn't be discouraged from putting their kids on the field, but recent NFL head injuries should be a wake-up call that something should be done on the national level. And you know, with the Dorsett situation, he did an interview with ESPN. He's 59 years old, and he said he was actually boarding a plane to go to UCLA for testing. He got on the plane and couldn't remember why he was on the plane.
Oh, wow. Well, that would be a definite problem there.
Yeah, it's changed his entire life, and it's all linked, what they believe, back to head traumas, concussions, all the hits to the head in the NFL.
And it starts early on, too. I mean, this is something that you have to be really concerned about as your child or kids grow up through sports, basically.
Oh, absolutely.
This is not something that just happens in a professional sport atmosphere.
Well, and especially, they want to track those kids that get them young. If you're playing, competitive sports young and you're in these contact sports, what happens if you get them throughout your career, through high school, through college? What does that mean for you? And so that's going to give them some real answers, hopefully, in the decades to come.
All right. Thank you, Amanda. Wow.